Well, just.
Right there. Okay, can I pull up on it?
That's exactly right.
I gotta raise that.
I ain't pulling the button.
I did that.
All right, we are live, guys.
Okay, all right. The regular March meeting, no, I'm sorry, April meeting, oh, a month back. The Calvert City Cemetery Board is called together called to order. I'm all right at 4:34, April 28th. It's been a long day. Those present, Dale Smith, Jeff Harold, Mike Harold, Gail Gregory, Jan Jordan, others, John Ward, Allison McQuigg, and Ashley White. So there we are. First order of business would be to read the meetings from the March meeting. What are you looking for?
Came over Friday, and I told her, I said, read the minutes, I approve them. Let's do it.
Oh, well, you didn't have a second. We did.
I know.
There you go. Anyone like to make the motion to approve?
Why not?
Mike and second,
I'll second.
Jeff, all in favor?
Aye.
But I'm not the reader.
Oh, I read them online.
No, that's
You don't
okay.
read yours. You don't read them when you get them. I'm sorry, don't give me.
Not every time. And no,
Look.
yes, I do. Look.
Okay.
Okay. But I didn't look to.
You could read them while you're sitting at your
Go
computer.
to good.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm through.
Can we go ahead? Okay,
No,
you're
you were
finished.
waiting on me.
Was everything okay? We hope.
Very good.
Good, all right.
Already seconded.
Okay, Mr. Ward, your updates.
Okay. The budget for this year is looking good. We've only spent 28,740 year to date out of the 50. If we were tracking the months or the expenditures by month and a prorated amount, we would have been at 41,667. But again, 28,740, we're doing real well. The new mowing has started. So we have a new contractor this year. I'm drawing a blank.
Don't look at me. I haven't even wrote the paycheck.
Anyway, but we have a new contractor. He actually lives here in Calvert. But his business is based out of Benton, but he got all the contracts. He had the low bid and we did some investigating to make sure that he had what he needed to do the job, and he does. So,
But you don't remember his name.
now,
You don't remember his name. Remember it is.
But he lives here in Calvert.
it's Gavin. Actually, you remember the contract?
Luxury Lawns,
Who? Luxury Lawn, that's it, Luxury Lawn.
Luxury Lawn.
Gavin Grant.
Gavin Grant, that's who it is. Luxury Lawn, he's doing all of our mowing, contract mowing. Thank you.
So was that them I saw out of 24 and 62?
He's doing the airport. He's doing the corridor, he's doing the interchange, he's doing the cemetery, fire training center, Frank Riley.
Homer.
He's doing it all.
He hasn't done the cemetery yet, though, has he? He has not done the cemetery yet, right?
There was a
I think you.
truck out
Yes.
there one day. Was it yesterday?
Okay. I didn't go. It looks good.
But as far as that goes, the budget's going real well, and then on top of that. The budget for this year was passed and passed as submitted. So everything that was basically everything that was requested or on there was passed. First reading was last Thursday night. They'll have a second reading, as far as I know, it'll be scheduled for the first meeting or for the meeting in May. So in about 2 weeks, they will have a meeting to to approve the budget for this year, this coming year. So. Oh, AFS. We had a meeting with AFS today, a Teams meeting. They had been asking for some questions and I had seen some things that were a little bit off in my mind. And so I want to make sure we were on the same page. So I requested a meeting, Nick and Allison sat in on it as well. They had, Kylie and Danielle. Danielle's a new one we're working with, but Kylie's been there the whole time. We've been working with her the whole time. And we went back and looked over a few things. How do we handle this? How do you handle the mausoleum, columbarium, taking out a section where we're gonna put the Veterans Memorial. They had it listed in with grave sites, because we originally had that listed in grave sites. And so we had to take that out. We had them take out grave sites right now for the area north of that to the road to Fifth Avenue on that same side, because that's where we're looking at putting crypts down the road. If you're gonna have a mausoleum or crypt, your own personal family one, it's gonna go there. That way you have easy access by the trucks, the delivery trucks can just pull down that road and they crane it off onto a base or whatever is needed. So that's gonna be for crypts. That way they're not creeping up in the middle of our cemetery with the traditional interments. So we went over things. They're going to develop a grid system also on the north side of the road. In that new section we got from Baptist for pathway. They're going to develop a grid system for us there. So we're waiting to see back from that. They also have got our logo straightened out. It's basically, it's a city logo, but where the railroad tracks are, there is a single rose on it, and it's looks quite nice. And it's not, the change is one of those things where it is not overly noticeable. Some of the other submittals they had, it really took away from the city's logo. And this one, of course, instead of it saying it says cemetery, and it'll have the road, single rows, it's laying horizontally. What else on that? Well, we're gonna talk to them this coming Thursday about an online purchasing setup where a person could actually look at the site online and they could actually request a lot online and then make application online. Pay for it the whole 9 yards. So we're looking at that as well. We were originally envisioned this as being one where they can look at it and say, I would like to purchase this lot, and then we worked with them directly. But this may give them some others who are they're not close enough to work personally. They're working out of state or something like that, so they could actually work to obtain a lot that way. So. And I just want to make sure that they had the lots listed that were correct as far as those that we were facing for sale. So we've got that set up. And the lots over on the new section over on that north side, those lots will be, and continuing those other lots in C section. Yeah, C section, taking them over on over to the road. All right, carrying that grid system over to the road and bring it in. It's all over the place, but we're trying to get it as straightened up as we can to get that in there.
And that's all you liked, wasn't it? The new section and what led to that one.
Yeah, the rest of this one, rest of C, and then that's gonna be section I, because they've already redone D and they've got all the way to G and H, and I'm going, okay, well, we don't need to, we'll just go with I on that north end and just put that there. So they'll set that one up. We'll do it basically the same way. The ABCs will run north and south, and the 1, 2, 3s will be in rows east to west.
Do you have any idea how many lots will be in that section?
How many lots will be in it?
Mhm.
Not until after I see that grid system, because we've got to take into consideration the drainage that's in there. So I'm not sure exactly how that will play out. And I don't know how many more we can get in that other section. We're gonna have to go back in and verify whether any of them were trees. I mean, we're gonna go ahead and create the system, I think, and then we'll just X out where trees are or something like that, because you can't sell something that's got a tree on it. And you can't sell something around it either, because the root system's gonna be invasive. And if you dig close to it and you cut into it, then you may have killed the tree, and now you've got another issue to take care of down trees.
So how far do you think around the tree?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, some of them trees are pretty good size.
Yeah, when you take a look, the root balls are supposed to be as big as the top of it. So that tells you a little
That's
bit.
pretty big.
Yeah. And that's one of the things we have to be careful of. The trees are nice, but unfortunately, they just eat up land that we need for that. You know. So. I don't project us or foresee us in the near future removing trees just so we can add more lots. I don't see that happening. But at the same time, if it goes, then it probably won't be replaced. We'll take it out and then include more lots in there if we need to. So.
And before this goes live, I
You're going to,
would like for us to.
they're
have
gonna
a-
put on a presentation for you
Okay.
before it goes live.
All right, thank you. How about the veterans? Any thoughts on that? The Veterans Memorial? Any thoughts on that one? The wheels are turning.
Nothing that I really could put. That I could sit down and say, this is what I really think we ought to go with. I'm just, I've never had so much. I guess blockage on a project like that. And of course, we had issue where the license didn't get renewed as fast as it should have been, and we sent the money, they didn't send money in either, it was a mistake on that one. But anyway, I can't find my file, so I'm gonna start all over again with a new design. But it may be something that I'm asking you guys to step in on once in a while and just give me your opinion on it, see what you think. I'm not sure whether, I thought of kicked around the idea of using an obelisk that is six-sided. And each side represents one branch.
I think that's what we discussed, wasn't it? Something.
Well, that's one of them we discussed. Other ones were actually on the ground, others were stones, and just intermix them. Not really sure. I want something that we'll be proud of, not just this year, but 30 years down the road. I want it to be something we'll be proud of. So.
Okay.
But I do want, if you have any thoughts about it, give me a holler. I'll see if I can incorporate them in. Biggest thing is if it's gonna be a memorial only to the branches of the service, then that's easy. It's an easy fix. You just do a pad and that maybe do a flame or something, but you're not really putting the names on it. If you're wanting to be able to put names on it and continue to put names on it, that gets into a little more in detail type setup. Whether we do bricks, when you pull one out, you get it engraved and you stick one in, or if you go in there and do just do a marble slab or granite slab they come out and engrave every so often, once a year or once every other year or something like that. That's another option, I guess. But
Something to think about.
that's what I want. I'd like to get some input from you guys before. I have never had any problems with doing one, and this is just, it stumps me. Every time I look at it, I'm going, that's not it me. And so I know what it is. I just gotta make sure that she's happy, and I'm just not sure I'm doing it.
Not able to-
Me?
That's all you need.
Yeah, but you-
I'm joking.
Ashley, everything's always my fault.
A stone for each branch. Making a circle
Uh-huh,
with a flagpole in the middle,
uh-huh.
and we could have bricks going around.
Okay, that,
On
Yeah.
the floor.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mike Miller.
Well,
So I mean, what I meant to design. of the
Same
bricks.
idea.
Well, what goes on the bricks? Their names and what? And the
Service.
service.
You
And
can
honestly,
plant that
you're
on.
probably not going to have as many in years coming up as you have it in years past. I mean, you're gonna find you had more World War II burials out here probably than any. There are a few Korea, maybe a few Vietnam, not a lot. And I mean, since there have been very few and mhm. You
One
know,
of the things that we're changing on our application is information about veterans.
mhm,
So, in the past, we've never really inquired, everybody we just knew.
mhm,
And this is one of those where we want to inquire up front so that we can actually document it, because some folks won't have it on their tombstone.
My brother,
Uh,
his father refused to get the foot marker.
He did not want it. So it's all right here. We just know.
And that's why we keep a database, and we built a database.
we did pretty good on that.
Yeah, I think so
My
too.
dad was that way
And
too,
we got a pretty good database on what's out there, who's, but now. Going forward, making sure that it stays that way. And identifying their location, that's another thing too. That's something else I'd like to identify.
Mhm.
And of course, with this system, if we know they're veterans, we can actually make a note on their database, their data sheet. Because when you open up a gravesite on this system, it'll have this information, and that information can be on there. So you can include that in that,
Mhm.
that population, you can populate it with that information.
Jeff, here we are again. It's almost May, Memorial Day. Here we are again. Are we gonna have the crosses out? Are they gonna be able to put, are they holding together enough
Yeah,
that they
As
can
far as
be?
I know, they are,
put
I haven't
out?
heard anything
Okay.
otherwise.
Because we've talked about that a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
Who puts them out?
The city.
Oh, we
City,
do now,
The
they
city
keep
puts
them.
because
them
the
out.
other,
Yeah, they have them in storage.
We just put them out front.
Mhm.
We don't
but
have
it
a-
used to be the other,
That's no longer in.
Right.
yeah, I know everybody.
They turned them over to us,
Yeah.
and then the city actually
Mhm.
stores them and installs them now,
Mhm.
which makes it great.
Mhm. Yeah, some of them
we
are
usually
getting in bad
put
shape.
Them out front. With flags,
Mhm.
in front of the Calvert City Cemetery.
Yeah, they
The
usually-
entrance.
Yes, and I
At
like
the
to see them
entrance.
put out the middle of May instead of last. Or is that too soon?
That's
Well, that gets
probably a
you into
little
your
soon.
mowing.
Is it?
It gets
Oh,
mowing.
that's right.
Get in the mowing that way.
That's true.
We usually put it out the week before, take them down. Like I said, the biggest issue with that one is if you leave them out there in the way of the mowing, that
Mhm.
creates
Mhm,
issues.
yes.
Because the way
I
we've got them
forgot
set
about
up,
that.
you can't weed eat, you just have to
No,
put the
they're
grass, go
closed.
look
Mhm.
at them, yeah.
Some of them are getting in pretty bad shape. Mhm.
That's all I have, unless you all have questions.
You have a question? I have a question. Do you have a question?
We'll go ahead.
You know me, I have a question. We were talking about with Nick, if Nick's not here and something happens and you were talking, poor Allison is stuck with stuff. Is there like a description of the process that has to go through when someone is buried? You know what I mean? Is there a written? Like I like directions myself. Is there a written thing, like if there is
Should be guidelines. Yeah.
guideline?
We've got guidelines, we also have a burial permit. That they have to get.
Yeah, but I mean, like to going out to the cemetery, finding the place, getting it marked out and all of that he has to do. I mean,
Well, Jim, with him,
yeah.
with these right here, once we get the AFS in there, you should be able to do it by GPS.
Okay.
And also, once this is established, then we can actually go in there and set up the rows and have the rows and the columns of the lots where they're set up, or you can do a cross point and identify them that way.
Okay. I guess I was just thinking like, I know if I didn't have anyone that was there that had done this, and it was my responsibility and I got a call and they said, oh, so-and-so has passed away. What do we do? You know, I mean, okay. Do you call does the funeral home contact you? Do you contact the funeral home? Do you go out there?
Contacts us.
But would I know that if there wasn't something written down? Do you all see what I mean?
I do.
Yeah, if Nick's not here to.
I
Yeah.
because I have to have
Yeah.
Our people
instructions
know
too.
that. Our people know that. Yeah. Our people know that,
Who's our people?
the parks.
So
The
somebody from the
streets.
Parks Department would be able to come in here and take
Someone-
over and do
someone-
that?
Someone from the city would be able to do that.
You're
yes.
sitting there grinning. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Yeah,
You know what you're talking
but
about.
who was it that,
It
someone,
won't be her.
someone filled in for Nick at one point? He was out of town or something. Who was it that filled in for him that time?
Bradley.
Brad had to, and he
Yes,
didn't know what
because-
was going on, I
No,
think,
no,
poor thing.
but there were people to call that he knew to call
Okay.
that could answer the call. And yeah, there is, funeral gets involved, paperwork gets involved, but he kind of had an idea. Do I think we have a step-by-step instruction?
Mhm. No.
I haven't seen
We are
that.
in the process of training somebody else, gonna be in the process of training someone else besides Nick, because Nick.
I had asked that
retired.
before also.
Nick is beyond retirement. I mean, he can retire anytime he wants to.
Well,
He
we
just
need
chose to stay on because of the benefits, but he could retire at any
Question
time.
that.
And so.
Well, he hadn't got that authorized through us yet.
I'm sorry, but I don't think you have anything to do with it, Jeff.
Somehow I don't think that really concerns him.
Bet he loses sleep at night. thinking about that.
But but we have to have that. We've got to get somebody else anyway, because his time is, I don't know when he'll retire,
Yeah.
honestly. He had talked about it, but I think that he's reevaluated it right now. It's to his benefit to stay. But, if something happened, that's not the deal. If something were to happen to him, what do we do from there? Well, we're moving in that direction.
Okay, because I had asked that question a
Well,
couple of months ago
one
too.
of the things we'd have to do, we're gonna have to get the grid system in. It's gonna have to be identified. You have to have the markers placed so we know.
Mhm.
That'll be a big benefit.
And there's a standard size now for the graves on these new ones, so you know that it's 5 by 12.
It's not how many steps you walk off.
Well,
That
used to
had
be
been done in the
small.
past.
What he's talking about, they were a lot smaller.
Some of them were,
Oh,
some
yeah.
were smaller than that, yeah. I mean, 10 feet instead
I
of
mean, that's
12.
why they thought there were 6 and there were really 5.
Right.
So,
Okay.
we're moving in that direction. Because we're gonna have to have somebody else take over eventually. And one of the things is we've actually got approval right now to bring on another person for parks, and so that person will probably, someone will, whether it be that person or someone else, they will be wanting training into that as well.
Be shadowing Nick a little
Yeah.
bit and learning.
Want to make sure that they're clear on it. Well, part of it is we've got to move from paper to the digital age. It's just time to move on.
I still write checks, sorry.
I do too.
I do.
I do too.
I still have.
And I
cash,
think
you
they
know.
need to
Yeah.
keep it.
What's wrong with you?
I think we need to be grandfathered in for that for. Once. I don't like all that stuff either.
Okay, I don't have a calendar. Is the next meeting would that fall on Memorial Day weekend?
It does, the 26th.
Okay, so we don't need to have a meeting.
No, we won't.
right?
If it's a holiday that we actually take off for,
I thought
staff will
it
be here.
was.
Yeah.
Didn't mean that we need to be.
So
here,
June we'll still have the meeting in June.
Okay. And by then.
I may not
maybe-
be here, but you'll have the meeting in June.
Oh, is that right?
That's correct.
Well, do you think we
He's
can
going-
carry on?
He's
Huh?
gonna-
You retire?
No, not this year.
Uh-oh, I did.
he's not-
Not this year.
Okay. Is that it? Do I have a motion to adjourn? Dale will.
I second
And
it.
Gail is second, all in favor?
Uh,
Adjourn at 4:59.